So Michael, you got devil's dick that's going to make me explode like a gusher, levitate, then you gonna sprinkle some holy water on me and bring me back down to earth. I'll be back. What's up, y'all? It's your girl P Hope, and we are back with another review for Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup. This is season 3, episode 20, I believe. Y'all know I don't never get it right, but anyway, we're gonna jump right on into it now. Before we talk about this levitation mess, I want to get into, I'm gonna start with Scott and Lindsay. Scott and Lindsay love them some damn Coca-Cola and cigarettes. If they don't have nothing else in the house, they got Coca-Cola and cigarettes. But that's neither here nor there. You remember we left off last week with Lindsay saying that she wanted to have a come to Jesus moment with Scott. So Molly Grace is going on her camping trip and Lindsay is ready to get it up off her chest. So she wants to start by, you know, this invasion of privacy conversation. And Scott is like, okay, so what is it that you want to talk about? She says, I want to talk about the fact that you reached out to an ex-boyfriend of mine. So, you know, he got to looking, he had a little egg on his face like, damn, you know, how she know that? But he was like, you know, yeah, I did. And she said, yeah. And there was a couple of disturbing comments that you made when you reached out to him. So she said that he made a comment referring to pretty much asking him what was the reason for the breakup. Was it because she's a psycho or because the sex was lame? And so Lindsay was completely offended, and she said, oh, and I particularly love the part when you said, you know, when one bus leaves, another one comes. And he was like, I wasn't talking about you. I was telling him that, you know, you guys didn't work out for whatever reason, but I'm wishing him the best of luck. If one bus leave, another one come. And she was like, oh, so I guess you was talking to him when you said something about being a psycho and having some lame sex too. And he was like, I was, and before he could get it all the way out, she almost backhanded his ass, but she just told him to, you know, just shut the hell up because I could tell you finna come up with a lie. So since she had done chumped his ass off, he was like, yes, I was referring to you when I said that, but you know, that was just me pretty much talking out the side of my neck, and you know, it was just a stupid comment that I never should have made. So, you know, she's highly irritated with his ass at this point. And as they move on through the conversation, what the hell they pretty much want to know about each other is, what is the motive? Because she feels like he has a motive and he feels like she has a motive. And she's like, so what the hell kind of motive do you think I have to be with you? And he said, well, you know, I feel like you just pretty much want to be a kept woman. Anybody that can provide a roof over your head, get you everything that you asking for. It doesn't matter if it's me, the mailman, or a regular old Joe Schmo. You don't love me or want to be with me because of who I am as Scott. You want to be with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like that Snoop Dogg song. You don't love me. You just love my doggy style. And so Lindsay is feeling like, you got me all wrong. And he said, well, what's your motive for being with me? She said, well, the first thing I want you to know is I stopped talking to somebody that I have been talking to for, no, she said, I have invested 2 years into you. And he was like, yeah, 2 years while you was incarcerated. And that's pretty much what we was all thinking, because it's like, you ain't got nothing but time on your hands. So if somebody talk to you 9 times out of 10, you gonna talk back. Lindsay, I could have been writing you and you would have been talking to me because you ain't got shit else to do. So you know, that's not much of an excuse. So I definitely agree with Scott when he said that. But she says her motive for being with him because she had another pen pal that she was talking to, that she was actually excuse me y'all, that she was really invested in, and she dropped him to talk to Scott. So pretty much she let him know, look, Ninja, you ought to be grateful that a bad bitch like me is even giving you the time of day. And where I'm sitting at with you now is I'm just trying to figure out, am I going to stay in this relationship with you, or am I going to leave? Because once I leave, that's it. I'm gone for good. And I don't know about y'all, but the pettiness in me and also just the bad bitch in me would have been like, let me go ahead and make that decision for you, pimping. We'll holler, because I'm not finna have nobody sit up there and handle me like I'm just an option and I'm disposable at the drop of a dime. You're not finna do me. But, you know, me and Scott are definitely two different breeds, and he didn't make no smart comment. He didn't have nothing to say to that. Lindsay definitely is feeling like at the end of the day, Scott is just pretty much a paranoid control freak that wants to be over every single move that she makes. We know that that's, you know, pretty much how she's been feeling, and now she's feeling it times 20 because she can't believe that he has went as far as to reach out to people that she's had a past relationship with. Which, Scott, I'm gonna tell you, that is a bit much. That is definitely a bit much. If you gotta go to that extreme, then you probably need to rethink the damn situation. Lindsay ends up going outside on the front porch and calling Tara so that she can talk about the conversation that her and Scott just had. And, you know, she's pissed. She done fired up her cigarette and got her Coca-Cola out the refrigerator. And I'm just like, Lord, do y'all drink water? Y'all make my throat dry drinking all that Coke right now. But, you know, I ain't gonna judge, because, you know, y'all probably think I drink Coke. Because, listen, we're not gonna fat shame and we're not gonna skinny shame. We just gonna move on. So, Lindsay is just pretty much on the phone with Tara telling her, you know, Scott is just trying to make her out to be such this awful person. And he's pretty much nitpicking and getting on her last nerves. And she cannot wait for Tara to move that camper in the driveway so that when they have days like this, she can just come out there and pretty much, you know, get loved on by Tara. And Tara is like, yeah, you know, he just wants you to be this gold digging whore so bad. But I'm just like, my mouth definitely went to the side while Tara was talking, because, baby girl, when they first interviewed you in front of Scott's house and production asked you, do you think Lindsay is in it for the money? You couldn't wait to say yes out your mouth. You said yes. Anything that Lindsay do is related to money. It's about... Didn't I tell y'all this happens every time? And we're back to cussing your ass out, Tara. You couldn't wait to tell us that everything that Lindsay do is related to the money. It's about the money. So let's think of the definition of a gold digger, and let's think about Lindsay. It seemed like it hit the bullseye to me. It's the bullseye for me, sis, because you can't tell me that this girl is actually have any type of feelings for Scott. She can't even kiss him on them ham sandwich ass lips he got. She barely want to have sex with him. She don't sleep in the bed with him. She shows this man zero affection. And don't get me wrong, I understand that, you know, when he's being such a control freak, it probably is hard to, you know, soften up with him and, you know, even want to be intimate with somebody like that, because if somebody is always down the back of your neck about something, like, I'm not gonna want to turn around and role play with you in the bed that night, and you've been snooping through every step that I made for the whole day. Like, you know, I do understand that, but at the same time, we never have seen from day one, we have never seen any type of affection before Scott even just really started going off the handles with this investigation stuff that he got going on right now. So I just feel like at the end of the day, Lindsay, you're upset. You're tight off up in your chest because your game is not as tight as you thought it was. And, you know, it's pretty much, you don't have a plan B. You can't go live with Terabelle in this driveway if Scott kicked you out. And even if he did let you go stay in the driveway with Terabelle, that's not enough room for you and little Miley Grace. And Terabelle done already told us she have her own men that she deal with. So that's a no-go. You don't want to go back to your mama or grandmama, whoever she is. You don't want to go back and stay with her. So at the end of the day, honey, you don't have a plan B. So you're mad and you got stress on your chest about the situation. So what does she do? She said that she wants to do her own investigation on Scott, since Scott got so much investigation going on with her. So we'll see what the hell kind of digging she about to do and figure that out. And y'all, that was Scott and Lindsay. Good old Chevelle and Kweilyn. Theirs is quick and simple this week. Chevelle is over at her mom's house, and in true Mama Chevelle fashion, she is up in the kitchen with that 14-karat gold lipstick on, cooking some damn taco meat. She's having a short conversation with Chevelle, just asking her, you know, what she been doing for the day. Chevelle says she been on the phone with Kweilyn ass in and out for majority of the day, and you know, at the end of the day, she just feel like she probably want to be single. And Mama Chevelle was like, that's my girl, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm just saying to my head, like, Mama Chevelle, don't get too excited, girl, because I really don't feel like Chevelle is over it, but we'll see. And before we could turn around, cousin D-Mark done pulled up looking like a sexy ass red Power Ranger with his jogging suit on. And I guess he had pulled up for the Taco Tuesday or whatnot. But then Mama Chevelle let us know that she was the one that made that phone call for cousin D-Mark to come over there and dig in Chevelle's ass, because she know that Kweilyn is not doing right by her daughter, and she want D-Mark to talk some sense into her because he gonna kick it straight. So he comes in, and I mean, he is just so animated. And listen, I don't know what it is about D-Mark, but something about his little chocolate butt is really cute to me. Y'all don't judge me. I love me some chocolate. Don't judge me. But yeah, something about D-Mark is cute. Now, I ain't saying he could get my number or nothing like that, but I just think he's cute. So they sit down at the table, and of course, the first thing D-Mark wants to know is, where's Chevelle's head and where is her heart? Chevelle says that, you know, she repeats the same thing that she pretty much said to Mama Chevelle, and she said that, you know, I feel like me and Kweilyn are done and over, but things are still kind of up in the air. And I think what she was pretty much trying to say is she wants to make sure that both of them have closure, and that it's a period on both ends. But me, cousin D-Mark, or Mama Chevelle was not trying to hear none of that shit, because he said, well, if it's over, then why is the number still in your phone? And y'all, before Chevelle could even start to try to explain any of that shit, he said, when you're finished, you're done. He hit the Birdman on her ass so quick. Some of that, are we through or are we done? I'm just trying to... It was real Breakfast Club tease, because cousin D-Mark was not trying to hear it, y'all. And so, like I said, Chevelle and Kweilyn was real short and simple this week. That's pretty much all they gave us. And they're gonna give us a little bit more drama. They're gonna give us a little 1-2 step next week, so we'll catch up with them then. So we're moving right the fuck along to Michael and Sarah. They pan over to a scene where Sarah is still at her house and she's sitting on the sofa with Malcolm, and she's talking to Malcolm about needing to go to court in the morning with Michael for, I think she's trying to get full custody of the kids. I'm not really sure. I'll be in and out, y'all. I apologize. But either way it go, I don't know if it's on like some child support related stuff, or if it's just for custody of the kids, or is it for some divorce stuff mixed in there. Just know that they got to go to court in less than 24 hours. So she's letting Malcolm know that she wants to go have a conversation with Michael before the court. So she's just letting Malcolm know that she wants to have a conversation with Michael before court in the morning. Malcolm's only concern is that, is this going to put the period on you and Michael? Because what I don't want to be is the middleman. I don't want to be the man that's always somewhere picking up the pieces. And it kind of irritated me how Michael said it, because how Malcolm said it, because it was almost like he had a little tinge of whine in his voice, and it just hit me all the way wrong, because it hit me like, you're very insecure in this relationship. This girl has already told you how she feel about you. She's already told you the situation between her and her baby daddy. You haven't been around where, you know what I'm saying, it haven't been a situation where you and Sarah were together and she went behind your back and was still sleeping with Michael or something like that. Like, this girl already had both of her kids when y'all met. So I'm trying to figure out, I understand what you saw at the birthday party, but I'm just trying to understand why it is just tugging you so strongly that you feel like it's gonna be some baby mama, baby daddy drama pertaining you. Like, you're almost giving me a little thirst tease. Like it's almost like you want to be in the middle of it. Like, you want it to be some shit where Sarah is tugging between you and Michael, and you know, she just don't know which way to go. Like, Malcolm, sit back before I don't like your ass. That's what I want you to do. Sit back before you be on my shit list, okay? Sarah ends up making it down there to Michael's hotel room. She knocks on the door, and when Michael lets her in, the first thing she wants to say is, how many women make up this room? $30 here, $30 here, $30 here. I don't know if y'all are a true Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup fan, but y'all would know that at one point Michael had a whole bunch of different women sending him $30 cash apps. So that's how he was making his money. And I think that shit had went up into like the thousands. So he meets these women, and I guess he just get them this kind of storyline to where he probably stranded somewhere and he just need $30 to get where he going or whatever. But so that was the jab that Sarah wanted to make, was how many $30 make up this room, and how many women was this, by 3? And you know, he swerved the question in true Michael fashion, and he said, so what's up? Like, you know, what you want to talk about? And she said, I'm here to talk about court in the morning. That nigga said, oh, I thought you came to get poked. She hesitated for a minute, and she said, nah, I'm good. I already got 2 of your kids. So I didn't like the answer that you gave, Sarah, because if you felt like it could have been a safe sex situation, it almost seemed like you could have stood a good poking. That's what it seemed like. That's what my ears caught. But it could just be me. But your rebuttal was, you already got 2 of his kids, so you good. They get into the custody conversation, and you know, Michael says that he disagrees with Sarah having full custody. She said, well, what do you think sounds fair? He said 50-50. She said, hell the fuck no. It's no way I want my kids living way in Miami for 6 months out the year. He was like, no, it don't even have to be like that. I don't even feel like we have to go to court at all. This is something that could have been settled outside of court. What the problem is when you get mad at me, you put the kids in the middle of it. She said, certainly not. Like, how the fuck do you figure? And he said, because if we're beefing and I say, let me talk to my kids, you won't let me. But if we done had a good day, a good time, I could talk to my kids whenever. So that's you putting them in the middle of it. She said she didn't want to hear that shit, and she just hoped that he show his ass up to court in the morning. He said, whatever, and she left. Now, the next scene that they pan to with Michael, they done fucked around and gave him 30 seconds in the confessional. And what production wanted to know was, why the hell are so many women attracted to you? And that's when he broke it down. He said, the women are attracted to me because they say I have devil's dick. It makes them gush. It makes them explode like a gusher and levitate, you know. So they explode like a gusher, and then they just live, you know, and so before they get too high up in the air, he throws holy water on them, which brings them back down to earth. And the whole time he's saying this, he's barely holding his eyes open, and he is laughing and he's smiling. And y'all, I don't even know if he knows that he was smiling, because y'all, he was in that confessional high as giraffe pussy. And I said, what is going on here? And who let him say this? But y'all, so he definitely feels like he is King Dingaling. And, you know, once again, I'm not judging. Y'all know it's all good over here. You know, I'm not a colorist. I'm not a racist. I'm here for everybody. Love is love, but all in the same hand. Michael, we done seen the women that you deal with. So I'm not going for this devil's dick shit that you talking. Because we started out with Megan, who was a virgin, so she don't count, because she can go get pinged from anywhere and it's gonna feel amazing to her. So that's a no. Then we get Sarah, which we know she just have a fetish for a black ping. So, you know, she gonna make you feel like you the man regardless. Then you got Maria, who look like she always on fucking demon time and get to start fucking rapping like Jocelyn Hernandez. Put it in my belly. Like, no, we're not. And I'm just sure the rest of your stable ain't looking too much better than these three ladies that you've already introduced us to. So, you know, your devil's dick theory, I'm just, hey, if you start an OnlyFans, I'm not going to pay for it. But, you know, surely somebody will get it put out on the web. And, you know, if I get a hold of it for research purposes, I will come back and retract my statement. I will certainly come back and retract my statement. But as of right now, today, it's going to be a no for me, dog. So since I was not impressed with Megan, Sarah, or Maria, Michael decides to introduce us to his fourth paymaster. I mean, his fourth idiot. I mean, his fourth cut buddy. And I said, is that Danielle Bregoli? Catch me outside. How about that? And he said, no. Her name Haley. This my homegirl Haley. I done known her for about a year. And I said, oh, okay. So Haley sits down at the table. They met up at this little sports bar and they end up having a drink with each other, and you know, he's just telling her how sexy and beautiful she is. And I will say that Haley is a very cute young lady. So I'm not coming for you, Haley. I feel like you are an attractive young lady, definitely the best one I done seen so far. And I'm not throwing shots at Megan, Sarah, or Maria, but it's just the way that Michael done hyped himself up. It's just like, you know, you would think that Michael was out here fucking with Meg the Stallion, Johnny Blaze. You know, you would think he was out here slaying the girls. You hear me? But anyway, they're having a conversation at the bar, and she just wants to know, you know, how you been? Are you single for real now? And he's like, yeah. She said, I mean, like single. And he's like, yes, I'm not dealing with nobody. Like, I'm a free man to do whatever I want to do. And she was like, yeah, you know, so I'm always busy, but I'm glad we could, you know, catch up with each other. And then he just tells her, like, well, honestly, because she asked him about the kids, and he was like, well, honestly, I have court in the morning, but I still want to chill with you. So why don't we get out of here, go catch a bottle, and, you know, just go relax back at my spot. And she was with it. So then they let his ass back in the damn confessionals. And he said, yeah, you know, the night went as planned. Like, we got us a bottle. I just needed to clear my head. So I cleared my head with some of her head. And I said, Jesus Christ. Like, this is a madman. Y'all, that was it for Michael and Sarah. I guess we'll see their ass off up in the courtroom next week. We'll see how that go, because a bad baby, I guess she just done took her ass on somewhere. We probably won't see her no more. And yeah, that was it for them. We're gonna move right the fuck on to Sean and Destiny. So we get Destiny jumping back in the car, letting us know that she has spent the last 18 hours off up in the hospital getting all types of blood tests, CAT scans, and every other test ran on her to see what the problem was. Come to find out, she is not pregnant. She is only suffering from a inflamed intestine. And she says that she is very happy that she is not pregnant by Sean. She ends up pulling up at her little sister Brittany's house, and Brittany met her outside in the driveway, and the first thing she wanted to know, of course, were you okay? And you know, she was like, from how you were acting, like, are you pregnant? And Destiny was like, no. And then, you know, she tells her what's been going on with her for the last 24 hours and tells her, you know, what the synopsis was about the intestine. But y'all, how calmly her sister asked her, was she pregnant, let me know that my P-Hope family members that have been telling me that Destiny has kids, I'm very much going with the fact that that's true, because your sister wouldn't have said it that calmly if she really thought that this was your first pregnancy and you were really struggling with the pregnancy. And for you to, I know you said you were pregnant before and had a miscarriage, but it's just the way that she said it. I do believe that Destiny allegedly have these 5 kids out here somewhere. And so if that is true, Destiny, that you have 5 kids, I would have been cussing your ass out in these videos, because how dare you not want Sean to have contact with his 6 kids and you already done shitted out 5 kids? How dare you? Like, you got a lot of nerve, and that shows exactly what kind of mother you are. Now, if you have had 5 miscarriages, then just, you know, bypass everything I just said, and I will apologize. But if you actually have 5 human beings walking around on this earth that you're not taking care of and that you're not trying to get your life better for, then shame on you, bitch. Shame on you. And it don't make it no better that, you know, my P-Hope family have also let me know that you are back in jail. So, I mean, you know, you just can't get right for whatever reason. But anyway, shout out to my P-Hope family members. If you have not already subscribed to the P-Hope channel, then definitely go ahead and do that at this time, because we always got room over here in the fam bam. Destiny ends up telling her sister that the reason that she just up and left Sean was because Sean is getting on her last goddamn nerve. Like, and he's still lying. She said, she said the phone rung one day and he went ahead and hung it up. She asked him who was that. He said Hector, and he gonna try to hurry up and call Hector right quick. She said she snatched that goddamn phone out of his hand so quick and dialed a number back, and it was Kelly's ass. And come to find out that him and Kelly are still talking 5 or 6 times a day. I said, oh my. Of course, Brittany is looking crazy and just looking like, girl, you know, I pretty much don't blame you for leaving. And so as soon as Destiny can go to the bathroom good, Brittany's phone started ringing and she said, sis. And Destiny was like, yeah. She said, Sean is calling, like, what do you want me to do? And she was like, hell, answer it, but don't tell him I'm here. So she answered the phone. Sean is like, hey, have you seen your sister? She said, no, I haven't talked to her. And he was like, well, you know, she just got her stuff. She done up and left. Like, and I think she might be down there with you. Like, you sure you haven't seen her? She's not with you? She's like, no, she's not with me. And she was like, well, I was wondering if I could come and get you. I'm sorry, he said, I was wondering if I could come and pick you up and maybe we could ride around and look for her together, since you know the places that she hang out at. And the sister was like, well, no, I don't think that's a good idea because I don't know her friends like that. And so Sean is just looking devastated, and he's just trying to figure out what he needs to do and what route he needs to take at this point. So of course, you know, what trick does he pull out the bag? And he was like, well, you know, she's got this court date coming up, and you know, I'm still on the hook for these $50,000. Y'all, we have been hearing about these same $50,000 for a long periodically time. Okay, I'm sick of it. I'm over the $50,000. At this point, I don't give a shit if you lose the $50,000, because Destiny has already spent $50,000 at the damn casino. So if you lose it because she don't show up to that court date, then boo-hoo. I really don't care at this point. I'm sick of hearing about these $50,000. So after Sean gets off the phone with Brittany, then that was pretty much it. That's all we got for Sean and Destiny this week. Y'all, they weren't really giving us much from too much of nobody this week, except for, you know, this last one that I'm about to talk about, which is Andrea and Lamar. So the scene starts out with Lamar and Priscilla getting in the car, getting packed up and riding down the road. Andrea ends up calling while they're riding. She's like, hey, you know, what are you guys doing? Because don't forget, she went off to work to sell houses. So while she was waiting on her clients to come meet at the house that she was trying to sell them, you know, she just wanted to talk to her family. So he's like, yeah, you know, me and Priscilla, we done packed up and we just riding down. We're going to go to the park. So Andrea's like, okay, cool. You know, sounds good. So I'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye. You know, love you later. And so the part that he left out was that they're going to the park to meet with his oldest daughter, Shantae. And so they get to the park, and he done already coaxed Priscilla and made her pinky swear not to tell Andrea what they are about to do and the fact that she is getting ready to meet her older sister. And so Priscilla has made a promise that she's not going to open her mouth, and, you know, she's ready to meet her sister. So when they get down there to the park and they meet up with Shantae, even though, you know, when we heard her on the phone last week, she was sounding like she wasn't here for it. But once they actually did meet up with her, She greeted both of them with open arms, and it was a really sweet moment. Lamar had went off to get Priscilla some ice cream, which left Shantae and Priscilla to have a conversation of their own. And Shantae was letting Priscilla know that, you know, I didn't grow up with my dad, so I don't have the same experience that you have. And so, and you know, how is it? You know, is he a good dad? And she said, yes, you know, he's a good dad, but I didn't get to spend a lot of time with him either because he was in jail. So they pulled Shantae to the side, and you know, they just let her say her little piece about Lamar, and she gets a little emotional and starts crying because she lets us know that, of course, she was not raised by Lamar. You know, all she had was her mom and her mom's side of the family, because Lamar was incarcerated the entire time that she was a child. And then when he came home, he was already in a relationship with Andrea, and Andrea doesn't want them to have a father-daughter relationship. So it's like she keeps getting the shitty end of the stick. So she has resentment towards Lamar, which is understandable. And she said that she also feels some type of way about Priscilla because, you know, she did not get that opportunity. And she's just trying to figure out, you know, why does she have to be shut out for a mistake that Lamar made when he was younger? Not saying that Shantae is the mistake, just saying his incarceration was a mistake in which kept him out of her life. So Lamar does his best apologizing that he can do, and he just pretty much wants Shantae to know that he's here now, he's not going nowhere. And after that little visit, he went in the confessional and he said he don't give a damn about Andrea, his marriage, the Mormon church. He don't care what the situation is. He will not separate Shantae and Priscilla from building a sisterly bond and building a close relationship with each other for nothing. He will not break that up. So I guess we know probably why Andrea is going to flip her shit with them on one of these next couple episodes, because I guess one of them is going to end up spilling the beans, which I feel like he should just be man enough to say what it is. Like, I honestly feel like he could have really just said the shit when she called. Me and Priscilla are on the way to the park to meet Shantae. It's just going to be Shantae. You know, Priscilla is getting old enough to the fact where she needs to meet her sister. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I do understand that Lamar is trying to keep the peace in his house, so you got to do what you got to do. But when it comes to kids, that's just a whole nother breed. And even though Shantae is 27, like, at the end of the day, a child is a child. You know what I'm saying? We're all still our parents' child, regardless of how old we get. So Shantae still harboring feelings. Lamar still wants to be there for her. Let them folks have their relationship. Like, what are you scared of, Andrea? Do you think Lamar is out here sleeping with his daughter? Like, get for real. By the time Andrea gets her ass off work, she decides that she wants to drag Tennyson down to a mission prep teacher. So the mission prep teacher's name is Mr. Matt. And so when they get in there to talk to Mr. Matt, he just wants to know where Tennyson's head is, and, you know, is he ready to go on the mission? And Tennyson is pretty much saying, yes, I am definitely interested in going on a mission, but I don't want to go right now. And so Andrea is like, why wouldn't you want to go now? Like, it's tradition that when your son turns 18, they go off on a mission for 2 years and they come back as a man. And Tennyson doesn't have those plans because he says he doesn't want to leave because of the dysfunction that's going on at home. And she's like, what are you talking about? And he said, with all that arguing and the chaos that goes on in our house, I don't want to leave Priscilla there in the middle of that. And he made that comment in front of the prep teacher. He made the comment in front of the prep teacher. And if Andrea could have turned ghost white, if she could have turned into Casper and just melted through the fucking wall, she would have, because the instant look of embarrassment just drowned her face. Okay, she was over it. And she was like, I can't believe, you know, you just brought up family issues in front of, you know, company, pretty much. And Tennyson was like, well, you know, you started it, you asked, so I answered your question. And so they couldn't get in agreement as to, you know, when he was going to go on the mission. He really couldn't even focus on what Mr. Matt was asking him, because he wanted Andrea to understand where the hell he was coming from and his reasoning for not wanting to leave right now. You and Lamar need to get your shit together, because y'all have a little girl, an 8-year-old girl in the house who does not need to grow up in this dysfunction. He doesn't want to come back in 2 years and Priscilla, as you know, out here done already hit the blunt, or, you know, is already, you know, trying to make twerk videos and shit, because you guys were so wrapped up in each other and arguing over stupid shit that Priscilla got neglected. That's pretty much where Tennyson's head is. Tennyson says that none of this is sitting right with him, and he asked Mr. Matt, can he just get a minute, because Andrea ass cannot see the forest for the trees. So Tennyson stepped out, and she's like, no, you know, you're gonna sit here and we're gonna talk about the mission. Tennyson wasn't trying to have none of it. He got his ass up and he walked on outside. And here she come hollering, talking about, Tennyson, I did not raise you like that. And I'm like, okay, here we go, because all I'm hearing is, it's all about me, it's all about me, it's all about me. Like, do you hear anything that's coming out of this young man's mouth? Because I don't think you did, because you're too busy hollering about how you didn't raise him like that, and y'all, she literally said about 6 times, you're embarrassing me, you embarrassed me in there, I can't believe you embarrassed me. And it's just like me, freaking me. Like, it wasn't about you. And Tennyson did his best to, you know, not disrespect his mom, but he pretty much let her know that, like, I don't really care if you got embarrassed or not, because it's not about you. This is not your moment. We're not at this meeting about you. We're at this meeting about me. And I'm trying to tell you why I can't fulfill the goals that you have set in front of me at this time. Am I going to complete the goals? Yes, I am. But am I ready to complete them at this time? No, I'm not. But y'all, like I said, Andrea couldn't see past herself. This is about far as Andrea got, no matter what Tennyson said. So in the confessionals, she made a point to say that come hell or high water, she don't care what she got to do, Tennyson is going on the mission, and that's that. So, you know, that could definitely blow up in her face. And because I feel like stuff like that is how kids become rebellious and end up going down roads that they ain't got no business. You know what I'm saying? Being in a situation like that, it don't have to be Lamar's brother. It could just be anybody around him offering him to hit the blunt, and he could be so fucking stressed out from you not hearing the damn thing that he's saying that he'll go ahead and hit the blunt. And now you got you a weed smoker in your house. And now, you know what I'm saying, now he want to rap full time, so fuck the mission. Now he ain't going on the mission at all. Like, you can push kids to the point of being rebellious by going about stuff the wrong way. So Andrea, you need to, I hope you see this video, and I hope you take heed to what I'm saying, because I know you feel like You can scare your kids by saying, do you want to live right by Jesus? Do you want a blessed and holy life? Well, you ought to do what the Lord has commanded you to do. Well, I think that Tennyson has enough of, you know, the gift of discernment to know that if God is telling him that it's time, my child, you need to go right here, right now. And it doesn't have to speak through you. It will speak through him. You know, he's a very upstanding young man. So you need to back up off of Tennyson a little bit with that. So y'all, that wraps up this week's episode of Love After Lockup. That was season 3, episode 20. And next week we get Brittany and Marcelino, and we also get Shane and Lacey. So we'll see what kind of bullshit they got going on. I definitely want to apologize for dropping this review so late, but you know, the holidays got a bitch caught up, so you know, I'm gonna try to definitely be on time from here on out. But if you made it to the end of this video, then of course, thank you so much. And I think that's about it. Oh, happy Thanksgiving. Happy belated Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. I hope the holidays were great. I know a lot of people's holidays were different. Mine certainly was. So drop down in the comment section and let me know what or if you did anything different this Thanksgiving than your usual Thanksgiving. I would love to hear about it. Talk to me. Your girl definitely talks back. And I think that's about it. If you enjoyed this review, then definitely make sure to hit that like button. And if you like your girl, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm talking about? But other than that, as always, I want y'all to be happy, be healthy, be safe. This your girl P Hope, and I will catch you in the next video.